All right, cool. Welcome back, everybody. As we left off, Bryant was talking about a businessman staring into the gaping anus of a hippogriff. And also,
That's right.
I was about 7 minutes overdue for having my gear redictated to me.
Okay. Waiting for when Paul and I get to make entirely arbitrary decisions about Alucard's fashion choices.
Iron shield and two leather shields.
Takemitsu! It's a Japanese!
Okay, guys. One favor I am going to ask is that we kind of maintain... I'll do the Takemitsu for, like, one round. It's two-hander, right?
Two-hander.
But that we kind of maintain gear that is commensurate to the area of the game that I'm in. Because if we don't do that, we're going to be playing this until, we die.
Dude, whatever. It's not that long a game, even if, you have shit gear. Are you going to do the upside-down castle, too?
Yes.
Aw, man. I don't like to do that one. I like to stop once I kill Dracula, because, I like to go right to him and stop there, you know?
So when you say you like to stop when you kill Dracula, you mean 5 minutes into the game?
Yeah, so that's what I feel like the story's best at that point, really. No, I mean, I go to the super time cube in the inverted castle, a bit like the movie Cube Squared. If you've ever seen Cube Squared, it's about a cube in 4 dimensions that kills people using fractals. When I'm in there, I just kill him, and then I don't do the whole the inverted castle because it just stretches out the story so long.
Well, what you just described was beating the game, Paul. Like, you beat the inverted castle.
Yeah, but you don't have to be you can go directly to Dracula. You don't have to go down to fucking Galgamath.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I might ask you guys to cook my gear for that fight, but if we do that, I can take out Galgamath pretty quickly. Galamoth. Pardon me.
Mon Mothma.
Girly moth. What a girly
Ron
moth.
Mothma.
Listen, I've drank too much ginger beer. I don't understand anything about this video game.
Okay.
Brand, did you just said I've drank? Instead of I've drunk.
Just, hey, let's get the action. Let's get the action rolling. Just pick something.
I have a degree in art, and that means all the language that I spew is artistic choice. I'm speaking in dialect to authentically replicate the culture of which I am a member. Which is
that's
to
just
say,
like
people who don't know the difference between drank and
Alright,
drunk.
if you guys don't make a call, I'm gonna decide what my hand weapons are.
I said
Takemitsu.
Takemitsu.
Yeah, come on. We love Tenchi Muyo in this group.
Oh, bandana or sunglasses.
I love anime.
Rambo 1/2 bandana.
Listen,
Done.
I once said to my
Mirk your
father,
ass. These are your options.
Hide. No, cloth tunic.
Don't be shitty, Paul.
Come on, it's just like some nice cloth.
You've already given
silver
me...
veil, silver plate.
I
the Japanese
cloth cape, blood cloak.
blood
Blood
of your victims as a true samurai warrior.
Aquamarine, you can give me 2 of these rings. None of them do anything.
A turquoise and an aquamarine. Dude, you'd be like a cool samurai if you had the cloth tunic on.
Question.
Like...
Why is the turquoise colored red and the zircon colored turquoise?
That's messed up, man.
Don't these people understand color?
Oh my god, this is...
Anyway, I was trying to explain before I was so rudely interrupted, and we were talking about the glory of anime, that I once said to my father, a steel worker and decorated Vietnam veteran, while we were driving our truck through my village of 300 people, Dad, I don't know if I could ever love a girl who didn't appreciate anime. I was 17 years old, maybe 16, but I think 17. And that my father did not shove me out of the truck and proceed to back it over me repeatedly until my skull crushed, I think is probably the noblest thing he's ever done in his life. Even nobler.
Skull crushing.
Even nobler than...
What?
Crush it. I was going to say even nobler than the time in Vietnam when he crawled into a minefield while the Viet Cong were shooting at him to pull out 2 wounded men. So, that required less bravery than not killing his son when he told him that he loved anime, or that he couldn't love a woman who didn't love anime. So
I think that's pretty interesting, but what's also pretty interesting is how there's a mysterious, like, dead monster in the back of that room. And what's even more interesting than that is that the fact that I'm kind of vaguely attracted to those sexy ghost girls with swords. Like, they seem like hot tomboys.
You know, I like to have sex with ghosts. That is I would say my sexual preference, is that I much prefer to bang ghosts over women, over men, over folk that consider themselves to be between both male and female, animals. I prefer ghosts.
Trans-individuals, Brian. Let's be kind to the trans. You cis-sexist anime fetishist. Hey, what's through those bars, Dane?
What is through those bars?
Is it cis-sexism?
I'm gonna throw this out there, guys. You're gonna find out when you're older.
Whoa,
by a
it is
couple of minutes.
cis-sexism.
Whoa! What if we don't
raised-
get older?
I was raised in the perfect commune.
You've already
where,
gotten
like,
older, Brian.
You can just choose your gender
I'm
identity
dead.
and like exist between the two, you know, and just like be whatever you want. But nice job, you know, blowing up that pillar, Dane.
That is, Dane, you've impaired the structural integrity of this building. It is going to collapse around our heads.
Oh, let's be fair, Brian. This castle is a future chaos. Why do you keep on using those knives?
I don't know, Paul.
That was a real
Maybe
thing
it's
someone wrote and thought
Maybe
was
it's
a great
because
idea.
the Takemitsu sucks shit.
Dude, like, let me see it move. Show
Don't
me the
you
Takemitsu.
dare insult Toru Takemitsu, the greatest composer of Japanese film soundtrack. He's
Is
a
he
great
a real
man.
person?
Yeah, he composed like the soundtracks to like most of all of your favorite like. I don't know if he did Harakiri, but he did like Kwaidan. He did most of like your famous Japanese like artsy movies.
Samurai black and white cinema from the 1960s. Interesting.
In
God,
the 60s,
Harakiri's
70s,
so
yeah.
good.
Harakiri is so fucking good. Harakiri's like that is a hell of a movie. That's like one of my favorites in the world. Love that movie.
That's
All
my
y'all out
absolute
there
favorite
watching,
movie, dude. Damn.
if you like dear listener, if there is one, if you're into samurai movies, strongly, Paul and I would both strongly recommend you Misaki Kobayashi's film Harakiri. It is the great anti-samurai movie. It is a movie about why all of the samurai bushido stuff is complete and utter bullshit, and you're all weaklings for trying to pretend that that these values have any reality in the world. Truly a hardcore movie. Truly it kicks your ass, and like
Power corrupts, man. Power corrupts, because if you gotta stay in power, you gotta do nasty shit. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, if you're in power and you actually believe in, like, principles and shit, you're on your way out.
It's really
Go
true, right?
down.
It's a really like that's why like of all the great Japanese filmmakers, I really love Masaki Kobayashi the most because I feel like he's like the most morally powerful. Like he's the guy who takes morality the most seriously. Like, what does it really mean to do these things, and what are really the moral implications of all this samurai nonsense, or all like this nationalist, racist nonsense during World War II? And like, what does that really do to us, and what does that make us guilty of? And you watch those movies, and you're like, holy shit, I'm not a good person. I need to be stronger, and I need to be braver, and I need to be a more moral person.
I need to be the kind of person who goes up to an axe warrior and just doesn't wimp out. You know, just like gets. Even if he pushes me back towards the exit. Oh, I
That's
got an
right.
owl knife.
That's right, and that's why Alucard is a true hero. Because when the chips are down, and the giant guy with the metal chain ball is slinging it around his head, he steps up, and he does what's right. He fights for justice, or goodness, or moral decency, or whatever his motivation is in this video game, I have forgotten.
Blood.
Blood. He wants more blood. A
Dane,
man's
is that
gotta eat.
correct? He's a vampire, right? So he likes blood.
Sure.
Dane's fighting an owl.
He is. Kill that owl. Hate owls.
At one point, Bryant and I actually ran. Oh, fuck this room. That's not happening. Shield Rod room. It's not happening with this gear. I guess I could, like, cheese it with Hellfire or something like that.
That would be.
Well, to be fair, the Coliseum is always really difficult when you first get to it.
Well, it's...
Especially that room with all the guys on the dead horses.
Dude, if you gave me Jewel Knuckles, I'd be able to take this no problem.
We gave you Jewel Knuckles, and your time ran out.
My Jewel Knuckles...
You even got like 7 extra minutes because I was talking about that guy, that painting of a man sexually assaulting a hippogriff.
Alright, I did it.
We were generous to you. We treated you with immense kindness, but now you spit it back in our faces. You ungrateful scum.
Dude, that sword guy sucks. You kicked his ass. God, you're so good.
Dane is good at video games.
Damn, that's some good spells, man. That's some pretty good spells. Oh my god! Dude, bone muskets. What a bunch of suckers.
Remember when Bryant went off on a 3-minute rant the other episode when he was talking about the fact that they were actually... You watch their animation and the Japanese don't understand their own invention?
That's right. I did go off on that rant because, you know what? Guns are important, and it's important to understand and respect them.
I don't know, man. You know, as a college student from liberal arts college who lives in post-colonial America, I gotta say, guns just kill culture. You know, they really destroy culture.
Guns
like,
are culture.
All the Africans were running around, and then we put guns, and it destroyed culture.
It's true.
And Japan was trying to be smart, and then all the guns destroyed it. By which I mean nukes. Just destroyed their culture. They had such a beautiful culture of fascism and cannibalizing lower-ranking members of the military in order to like protect the dignity of the emperor before we had to nuke them, Brian. We did a bad thing.
Listen,
Paul, are you trying to turn us into like alt-right darlings?
All I'm saying is, ethno-state is a real word. No, it's not. I'm joking, guys. Ethno-state is a dumb word.
All I'm saying is Japan is going to lead Asia into modernity and to mutual prosperity through the greater East Asian co-prosperity sphere.
It was a great sphere.
It was a great sphere, and the Second World War in the Pacific was a war of aggression on behalf of white supremacists against the rising dignity of the yellow man. That's what I'm saying. Long live the Emperor. Bonsai. Bonsai. Kill all the Chinese.
Torah.
Shit.
Torah. As Israel, you would say.
As Israel would say. Torah. But not that Torah.
The other Torah. Oh my god, Dane, I'm worried about you. Shit, bro.
Well, if you were really worried about me, you wouldn't have given me the fucking Takemitsu.
Dane, you have literally played this game every year on New Year's Day, or whatever the fuck you play it, like, for the last 20 years.
A National Castlevania Day. If any
you
man
got that
could
silver
defeat
plate
this
though,
game,
thanks to Bryant, so you know you're not dying immediately.
That was a great choice, man. It's not only fashionable, but also useful.
Well, that's the idea, right? That's Bryant. I owe you a big solid. That's why I waited for you to call out literally anything other than the cloth tunic. I cooked the books on that one.
I just love silver.
I would have been dead at least 3 times if Paul would have stuck me with a fucking Takemitsu and a shitty piece of armor.
Excuse me, I stuck you with the Takemitsu? It's pronounced Takemitsu, you baka gaijin, 1. And 2, Brian said Takemitsu.
Yeah,
I did.
Because you're both pieces of shit. Well, at least Bryant has, like, ignorance to blame. Paul, you've played this game before. Bryant doesn't know what he's doing. Bryant is a fool. He's ignorant.
Bryant is a blathering child shouting random
You're just
words.
being malicious at this point.
Hey man, I'm glad you got that library card. I think that will really help you defeat the Castle of Chaos. That library.
The library
What's this?
card is the key to... Oh my goodness!
Come forth, my servants.
My name is Richter. I have a weirdly shaped face that's sort of angled inward.
Crush this flea who invades my castle.
Oh, this is gonna be a
Man,
shitty
I smell
fight.
this blood.
Oh, it's a Minotaur escaped from the labyrinth of...
You guys ever read that Borges short story about, you know, the House of Asterion, where about the Minotaur just being really crazy and like kind of being nuts.
You know, I'm not sure I read that story.
Death. Oh, it's cool. Like he's totally insane. Yeah, it was about how the Minotaur got knifed by somebody who just leveled up.
And
The Minotaur was like kind of sad and lonely and insane, waiting in his labyrinth for somebody to kill him because he was a monster and a psycho. It was cool, man.
I'll have to read it. That sounds really interesting. It's got like crazy.
That dang werewolf. Were hyena.
That's really good.
Were hippogriff being raped in an office setting.
Oh,
Why do people associate offices with power? Offices are just dull. You should associate like, I don't know, muscles or like books.
Guns.
I hope you guys like that boss fight. Is brought to you by the Takemitsu, the biggest piece of shit sword since the Red Rust.
Hey, what about the tear thing? You guys want to get the tear thing?
No. That's not happening. I can tell you that straight up. Alright, I only got another 5 minutes of this shit.
Well, that's good because you used the Takemitsu during the worst part of the game. Like, the Colosseum's hard, dude.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have an even better weapon, unless Paul and I choose something terrible, like
See, hunting
the
girl?
hunt.
Hot.
I'm hoping I can get like a rapier from one of them.
Yeah. How sexy and French. They always get me too with that, man. They're really good swordswomen. Dude. Why don't more women have like really short hair and the rapiers and are ghosts?
Now, Paul, you're on point, man. At least about the short hair part.
And rapiers.
Short hair is
and
hot,
being
dude.
ghosts. I feel like if you put all of our sexual fetishes together, the ways in which we think women should look so as to please us, because they're our property, then
We can
I
become
think
Voltron!
If we put all of the ways in which we objectify women together into one Voltron of objectification, it would result in
like,
the hunt.
On a serious note, Brian, I don't think like thinking about something that you find attractive and like talking about that is necessarily objectification per se. Like, yeah, I think that
you know, to be fair, hold on. To be fair, we should admit that women should never have jobs, even if they have short. Wait. Sorry, I'm confused.
Again, Paul, you're trying to turn us into alt-right darlings, and I don't know if that's a direction that we necessarily want to move in. Do you want to be friends with PewDiePie, Paul? Do you want to be friends with PewDiePie? The man who just got his sponsorship from Disney rescinded. Disney,
Dude,
the
go to
most
the left.
anti-Semitic company that has ever existed, because he made anti-Semitic jokes.
Is the Joseph Goebbels of our age.
PewDiePie doesn't have opinions. He's not even alive. What do you mean, like?
He's like the eternal dragons of Dark Souls. He never existed. He never will exist. He was just an entity, just a force, like lightning or thunder. Also, this is a fake wall.
I feel like you're an entity that's different from being.
Oh my goodness! Is it a secret area? Secret area!
Anyway.
Oh, this is the one where you fight that like Indian guy called like Chakra or whatever. No, sorry, that's Room 7.
His name is Olrox.
No, it's called like Shiva or something Indian, you know.
What the fuck are you talking
Mr.
about?
Desai. It's called Mr. Desai. Who's that guy with like
Is this
like
more
short
casual
swords?
racism? Is this more, or of that because we haven't had enough this episode?
No. Who's the enemy that has like those little short swords and like he'll throw one at you at the end? I guess he's called Blade. I guess he's not really Indian.
Yeah, his name is Blade. There's Blade,
'cause he has
Hammer,
the
and the other
blade.
guy.
That could be any.
Gurkha.
That could be of any racial or
I
cultural
think you're
identity.
thinking of Gurkha, and Gurkha isn't even in that section, I think.
There you go, Gurkha. That's Indian.
Yeah, well,
That's
it might
Nepalese.
Nepalese,
That's
Paul.
Nepalese.
Nepal and India are
Nepalese.
two separate countries. Shut the fuck up with your microaggressions.
Except for all the times they weren't.
You know.
God bless.
Not according to King Ashoka, you ahistorical fool.
That's where I'm going. Actually, you know what I need to use? Guys, I'm gonna temporarily change gear, don't freak out.
What? Is it time for new ice resist? What are you doing? You're breaking the rules. I've been reading Will Durant's The Story of Civilization, and I just finished reading the entire part about Indian culture. And
That's
for
the one
first,
on the story of civilization : our Oriental forebears or something like that.
Oriental heritage, yeah. And it's a book written in the 40s. What do you expect? But
no, but that's really cool. It's really cool to have a book talking about how a lot of what we consider to be like European culture, a lot of it like comes out of, in a way, it's a really Mediterranean, really much more Middle Eastern, much more in contact with that than it is with anything in Northern Europe, you know?
That it's not
it really all comes out.
Yeah, and it's not original. Right? It's not original. The European culture is built upon and borrowed from, and in many ways straight up stolen from, ideas and thoughts and innovations, societal, philosophical, religious, from the Middle East and the Far East and then the South Asia.
From Persia, from Greece, which is basically another part of that cultural zone. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know anything about India, right? I feel that's one of the areas of my cultural ignorance. And like reading that about the Indian subcontinent and Indian culture, I feel like I'm not entirely ignorant about that and for the first time in my life, which is nice. And was really astoundingly interesting, Indian philosophical development and how the ideas of Hegel and Kierkegaard and a lot of the major European philosophers, Aquinas and stuff, had already been theorized by Indian dudes in 1000 BC. Had already written large tracts that basically were the same idea as the great European philosophers of thousands of years later.
Really, all those German guys who had all their bizarre metaphysics about what if we're just a brain in a tank and
Yeah. Apparently Indian people were already had the brain in a tank idea a gajillion years ago.